Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel and welcome to Live Q&A. It is November 19th, 2018. It is the week of Thanksgiving if you are an American citizen. It's one of our biggest holidays of the year coming up this Thursday. Today's going to be a different day than normal. First of all, normally I'm going to try to stream at 10 a.m. every day. I'm streaming at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's very early. Probably there's no one on the West Coast watching at this point because you're just waking up. If so, good, very early morning to you. If you're over in Europe, though, it's not too late, so hello to all of you. And if you're over in Asia, well, why are you up so very late? Well, I guess it's not that late. Either way, the reason I'm doing it earlier this week is this week is because at 10:30 today we're going to be doing some live streaming. Now I don't know what we're going to be streaming live. The live streaming could literally be just me looking at games and you joining me for that. I might play some games against you. Sam and Z are busy. We're doing lots of videos and things, so they may or may not be in the streams. If they are, so be it. If not, then it will just be me and you. But that will be starting at 10:30 today, so we'll have to come back and see then. So let's take a look here at, I'm going to be taking your questions for the next hour, and then at 10 o'clock I'll shut the stream down and we'll gear up and get ready for the stream starting at 10:30. The stream at 10:30 will go to, I don't know, around 2:30 or 3, so a 4.5 hour stream. Tomorrow the stream will go from around the same time, and then Wednesday the same thing. So 3 days of me looking at new games with you. So hopefully that's fun. Maybe I'll play some solo stuff. Maybe I will play with the other guys. We'll have to wait and see. So questions. Did I walk this morning? Yes, I always walk. Well, I shouldn't say I always walk. I did not walk yesterday morning, but I did get my 10,000 steps in yesterday because although I made a mistake, as I try to walk 10,000 steps every day. And so yesterday morning, we woke up slightly later than normal, 6:30. I usually walk at 6. I woke up at 6:30, and I was like, I don't feel like walking. We'll do it later that day. So we live in Homestead, Florida. And in Homestead, every year, past weekend, is the final NASCAR race, the NASCAR Championship race, which is a pretty big event, right? And it's in Homestead, which is not that big of a town, but for some reason it's Homestead. And it's like 2 miles from my house. So you hear these cars racing around. It's a very big deal. Yay, traffic, right? So we decided not to not to drive to the grocery store, but to walk. I needed to buy some stuff for our Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving dinner is my baby. I decided to make I'm making 3 new things I haven't made in previous years. I'm going to make some roasted Brussels sprouts with bacon. I'm going to make some deluxe macaroni and cheese. And I'm going to make, well, there was one other thing my custom cranberry sauce, which I've never done before, so I'm going to give it a whirl. Hopefully one of the 3 will turn out well. Maybe all 3 if I'm lucky. Anyway, so we walked to the store and got our 10,000 steps in that way. And on the way back, I realized why I drive to the grocery store. Because, you carry stuff. So we both took a backpack, me and my wife, and we had 2 grocery bags full of stuff. But they did not have baguettes and heads of lettuce sticking out of them like they do in the movies. Just full of stuff, but it got pretty heavy. But I feel like I earned my 10,000 steps. I'm adding an extra 2,000 because those were harder steps to walk. All that to be, to say, yes, I walked today. I try to walk at 6 every morning. My wife told me yesterday, she says she's thrilled that I'm doing this because I'm spending more walking time with her. She likes to walk. All right. Which of your games would you like if someone painted for me? Well, all of them, I guess. Of my unpainted games, I would really like to get the one that came out this year. What's that game called? I'm sorry. For some reason... Well, that's problematic. Oh. It's saying I've lost this document. Oh my, I think I lost a very important document. Well, I can redo it. Whew. All right, it's Monday morning. Yay! Anyhow, so any game with miniatures. So there was a big miniature game that came out in, well, Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. I think that'd be cool to have that one painted for one. And I apologize, but my brain is going numb. So let me look up the games that came out in 2018. Wow, losing that document, really. Why did it lose it? I saved it before I closed the computer down. Lords of Hellas. There we go. Lords of Hellas would be my answer to that. All right. What will I play at 10:30 a.m.? I'm not announcing anything I'm playing because I don't want people to come in looking to get excited or not excited or what have you. I have a whole pile of games over there, and I will be just pulling games off the list. It depends on how many people play with me. So if it's me versus you, I already know which game I'm playing. And if it's me versus the other guys, then we'll have to wait and see. All right. Have I played through all the available scenarios for Chronicles of Crime? I believe I have. Maybe I've not played through one. My favorite is the last one. Tom, why have you given Kingdom Death Monster Inverted Mountain rating an expansion a rating of 3? That's okay. I have deleted that. There's no reason for me to have given that a rating at all. I'm assuming I've had my kids go in and like take my lists and type in the ratings for various games based on the list. So there's a possibility that they just looked up another game, like maybe they looked up the Mountains of Madness, and that's what they saw, and they typed in the expansion. But why would they have given it a 3? That's at August 2018. I would not have given an expansion. I haven't played a 3, but I've deleted it now. So, that is weird, but that was a mistake. Whatever, I don't know what caused it. I'll blame my kids. Would you consider Treasure Island a kid's version of Fury of Dracula? No. I mean, it's a fine game, but it's nothing like Fury of Dracula at all. Not that I think. What is deluxe about deluxe mac and cheese? Using deluxe cheese is really what it is. The cheaper the cheese, the cheaper the thing. So it was great fun. So I had a fun time. I love doing this. I like doing things that don't happen very often. I don't know why. I get a kick out of that. Last week, I had my new Joker suit coat jacket, which I really like, even if it led to some interesting comments on my videos. But I wore that to, I'm in charge of the pastoral search committee of our church, where we're looking for a new pastor. And so I'm in charge of that. And I said, I think I'm the only person on earth who has ever worn a Joker jacket who led a pastoral search committee. I feel like that's the only time that's been done. I like stuff like that. But anyway, this hasn't been the only time, but I went to Publix, which is our local grocery store, and got cheese from the deli. But I told them I didn't want slices of cheese, I just want a big block. And it's hilarious how that throws them off. I'm sure other people have done it. That's not like this totally unique idea, but it doesn't happen often. Because they're like, can we do that? I'm like, yeah, it's the same thing as slicing it. Just cut it off and give it to me. Well, how do we know exactly how much? Just cut off a block and stick it there, and I'll tell you if I want more or not. I'll buy it regardless. But you get some really cool cheeses that are in the deli that you can't find out on the shelves that way. So that's my deluxe. Brussels sprouts, not my thing, says Halogs. You know, when I was a kid, I was not a huge Brussels sprout fan. But once I've had Brussels sprouts roasted, honestly, I can't think of a vegetable that's, I mean, cauliflower and broccoli are up there too. But man, roasted Brussels sprouts, like, there's such a difference between eating them and boiled Brussels sprouts. You've talked in detail about balancing the role of friend and boss in Dice Town, a challenge it entails. But does this challenge apply to Sam Z? If so, it's impossible to tell. I don't know what you mean. You mean me being their boss and their friend? Because what you see on video, you see friendship for sure, like in the top 10 list. But yeah, that challenge definitely extends with them. I mean, I only have 5 employees. So, I mean, it's not like I have a ton of employees. How do you organize your games in your shelves? I don't know. I just stick them on. Do you think CMON is bad for up-and-coming Kickstarter companies? No. Do I have a Thanksgiving hat? No. A Thanksgiving-themed costume? I do not. Thoughts on folks selling open Keyforge decks as sealed for hundreds of dollars because of the deck list? It's the open market. You don't need to buy those. You'll buy a different one. Buy a $10 deck. Why would you buy one for hundreds of dollars? Is Chronicles of Crime a good replacement for Time Stories, or are they totally different? Well, they're different, but I could see it being a replacement for Time Stories, honestly. Did your software crash no autosave? No, I actually saved it. It says here, it's in my recent things from Word, and it says it's in the Dropbox, but lo and behold, it's not. So the only thing I could think of is that I closed the computer before I was able to... Man, that's really depressing. Oh, man. You don't normally lose documents anymore, right? Wow, that was a lot of work to put that together. Well, that's okay. Yeah, everything's usually backed up. Everything's usually there. I haven't lost a document in years. But this morning at home, I was bringing this computer into work, and so I shut the computer down, and everything was closing down. I'm like, oh, I didn't save that Word document. No worries. So I saved it, but now it's gone. Well, what it was a list of all the games that came out in 2018 and my rankings of those games and the different categories I will be sticking them in for my top 10 end of the year lists. There was no small amount of work to put that together, but I can do it again. I actually like making top 10 lists. Are you going to be there for PAX Unplugged? We will. We'll stick a schedule up soon. I think that's one of the things that we'll be putting up this week. What is my current impression of Keyforge? I did a review of it like last week, so check that out. Very clear, I think. A lot of people seem, and this kind of boggles my eye, a lot of people seem to think my reviews are not real. Like in the Keyforge one, people are like, yeah, but what do you really think? I told you what I really think. I have no problem saying a game from a big company I don't like. For example, Discover from Fantasy Flight. I was really clear on my opinions of that game. I didn't pull a punch there. Why would I have pulled a punch on Keyforge? I don't know. Did you play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? I did, but I wasn't very good at it, so I didn't like it that much because I felt like it was just all a question of timing, which a lot of those old Nintendo games were, and I didn't really enjoy that. I like games that allow me to either level up to where I can beat something or work really hard to beat something or go around not figure out the exact timing combos. Underwater Cities was your most anticipated game at Essen. Have you tried it out yet? Not yet, but hopefully it will come in. Please do an overview of the different Keyforge factions and what they do generally. There's probably like a whole... I don't know that I'm going to delve that deep into Keyforge. I've done my reviews on it. I feel like there's probably Keyforge channels out there where people will get much more deeper into the game than myself. What's one thing you're really happy about how the Dice Tower has gone this year? Well, there's a lot of things I'm really happy with. And one thing you're disappointed, unhappy with. I don't think I would share that. But as for things that I'm happy with, I'm thrilled with the team. I'm thrilled with the growth of the Dice Tower this year, especially like our library. That's been like my recent project. I spent all Friday. We were sorting and weighing. We have to weigh all of the games, the boxes with the games in, and making sure that I was making sure things were laminated in these games and that the right components were in the games. And I'm just enjoying putting this library together. It has a lot of work to go. I was looking at the list going, we're missing that game, that game, that game. But we will get all those games in the library. It will happen, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited with the response to the cruise. I'm excited with the response to the different conventions, Dice Tower West, etc. Time to outsource your data entry. No. This is something I like to do. That's on my list of things to do. Like I said, this is just a bloop in the system. I don't know what caused it. You know, when I open a file here, okay, I'm going to stop looking. It's just going to make me sad. I played Detective yesterday and it felt like work. What game did you play that felt like work? Oh, there's lots of games that make me feel like work for sure. Maybe I'll do a top 10 list on that someday. Who punches out your games and organizes them after component drops? Well, lots of different people, but it's mostly my kids. What did you think of the Fast and Furious ride at Universal? I did not ride it. Did you see the horrendous deep strategy board games list from Watch Mojo? Sure, I saw it. I wasn't that upset by it. I mean, like, I think someone asked me this question last week, but I like Watch Mojo. I mean, it was not the best of lists, but at the same time, it had some good games on it, too. What do you expect people to do? It's kind of like if you asked me what my top 10 favorite cars were, I would probably list cars, and then people would be like, that is the worst list ever. But it's my list. Would you rather go to Super Bowl or Game 7 of the World Series? Game 7 of the World Series. Wait, you need to ask for block cheese. Don't they sell it prepackaged in bunkers in the deli? Not always. Not all the different cheeses that are there. They don't package up all of them. They only do some of them. Here in the Netherlands, it's easy to buy a block of cheese. Funny how it's a thing in the States. Sure. But I mean, everything is funny in different countries. Like, we'll go to a country and be like, what? I can't believe they don't have this or whatever. That's just the way different countries are. Someone was asking me, and asked me yesterday, we were talking about at church. I mentioned I was very excited to go to PAX, and I said one of the reasons is because I love Philadelphia. No one makes a sandwich like Philly does. And somebody said, and the person said, well, you mean, well, how comes the people who make those good sandwiches can't move from the Philadelphia area and make them other places? And I was like, oh, good point, right? And because this happens with pizza, right? You eat a piece of pizza and the person sitting there will go, it's good, but it's just not Chicago pizza. And you're like, can I enjoy this pizza? So I don't want to turn into that person. But they really do make great sandwiches in Philadelphia. There's a guy here in town, Broadway Subs, if you're ever down in Homestead, that makes really good subs that are essentially, they're like New York subs and steak sandwiches and things like that. But why is it that regional stuff tends to stay in that region, like poutine? Poutine's a great thing to have in Canada. How come there's not a poutine restaurant in Miami? You said there's no demand for it? I mean, is there? It just seems weird to me that these things don't spread out and people will look at a region and go, like, for example, Chicago pizza. Everyone says it's amazing. So why is not one of those amazing guys who makes amazing Chicago pizza move down to Miami and sell it here? I mean, there probably is such a thing, but it just seems odd to me that things get kind of stuck in the regions. In the previous episode of Dice Tower Tonight, you speak about Smartphone Inc. and rate it on Board Game Geek. So should I wait for a review in the near future? Yes, the review's already recorded. It's being edited. It will go up this week or next week. I don't know when. Actually, that's a lie. I do know when. Let me look. Blum, 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 blum. Smartphone is going up the 2nd of December. The same day that Tomato and Flick Fleck go up. That's a whiles away, but it's coming. Have you heard anything about the Roll for the Galaxy expansion? I have not. Tom, what are some of the heavier games you recommend? Gloomhaven, very, very heavy. Actually, since I just did this on Friday, I know how much games weigh. My Arcadia Quest was like almost 20 pounds. So that's one I recommend. But I mean, you have to have a lot of expansions to make it heavier. But Gloomhaven for sure. What were some other heavy games? Time Stories, with all the cards inside it, got really heavy. And Those are 3 off the top of my head, but they're all fantastic games. What is my favorite Thanksgiving side? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I want to lean towards my pickled eggs, but that's not really the case. Probably my Cajun corn right now. I make that every year, Cajun corn with sausage in it. Do I want a Thanksgiving hat costume? I don't know that I want a costume, but yeah, I want one of those pilgrim hats. Did you like First Class? You know, I've never played First Class. It's just one of those games that never really hit the table. How long will Derek be involved with Dice Tower? Derek will be with us for the next couple months, helping with the transition. So, are there games you dreaded learning that turned out to be not so bad? I'm sure the opposite is true. Oh, the opposite is true all the time. But Downfall. Oh my goodness. When I saw Downfall, I was like, oh, another one of these mega big games, and it was actually quite easy. Actually, I got kind of tongue lashed a little bit this past Tuesday because I complained about the rule set in every single game we played to the point where I was arguing over stupid stuff with the rules, and everyone was just sitting there laughing at me as they saw me have an animated argument with the rules. Check for the autosave file in Word. I don't even know how I would open that. Let's see here. How to open autosave file in Word. I type in here on the file menu, click recent documents, go to the end and click recover unsaved documents. All right. So we'll go there. Let me see what this says again here. Scroll to the end of all recent documents. I don't see unsaved documents there. Oh, it's Word 2013. That's in Windows. Windows, 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 Windows. How does recover unsaved or lost Word documents back? Check the trash. No, it's not in the trash. Recover your documents using Time Machine. Well, there's that. Look for your thing in the Word Auto Recovery folder. Auto Recovery. Well, whatever. I'm not going to waste time doing that live on the thing here. I'll find it later. You should switch to Google Docs instead of Words. Oh, sure. I usually use Google Docs for everything, actually, but sometimes Word works really well for what I'm looking for. Why don't you go to BGGCon anymore? Well, we have to make some cuts, and it's really close to PAX, and so I went to PAX. I mean, I might go to BGGCon in the future. I'm not saying I won't. I like it a lot, but we can't go to cons necessarily just for fun. We go to cons because we work at cons and do things at cons, and so we have to actually record videos at some point. You can open the recovery panel to get it back, but I don't know where the recovery panel is on the Mac. Help recovery. All right, well, I'm getting too caught up in doing this. I don't want the whole Q&A is going to turn to me recovering a Word document. Favorite color in Magic? Green. Tom ignored my Martin Wallace question. I don't even know what that means. I probably ignored it because that's a really weird word. I have to say that if this happens a lot, like there was a guy who has a Bruno Catala day, and then there are people, if you like a designer, that's fantastic. Love that designer, but I don't know that you should try to force everyone else liking that designer down their throats. It's very weird to me. Have you ever had to discipline an employee or contributor to the Dice Tower? You mean our daily beatings? What kind of question is that? Have you ever been fired from your job? There's like things that you don't talk about publicly. That's like a really, I apologize, that's just a really rude question. That's kind of like saying, how much do you make? Which is a very rude question to ask a lot of people. Or, why would, even if it has or had happened, why would I talk about it publicly? That's mind-blowing to me. Just today I read a Facebook post where someone was saying, I'm having a problem with one of my employees. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with this. And I'm thinking, why would you post that publicly? What if that employee sees it? No. And boo to you for asking that question. Are you going to do a live play of the mind? Maybe someday. Can you see the Cthulhu bubble bursting? Oh, that would be gross. Have you ever replaced components in games because they were that bad? Yes, usually paper money. I think the person talking about outsourcing data entry was referring to your kids updating your BGG for you. Do you ever crowdsource tasks from Fiverr, Upwork, etc.? I didn't know Fiverr had people do tasks for you. This was just a minor thing. I was giving my kids a task. I keep all my ratings for games on a Google document. And so I just said, here, take the Google document and just copy them and find these games on Board Game Geek and put them in. That's kind of some grunt work to go and just put these ratings in, so the kids did it. Need more info on the mac and cheese. What cheeses? Breadcrumbs on top. Yes to the breadcrumbs. And what cheeses? Nah, that's my secret for now. If it's good, then I'll tell you the cheeses. Is it possible Kenny could have a bigger role with the Dice Tower with Derek leaving? Kenny's role with the Dice Tower is already humongous. Kenny works extremely hard and is in charge of the Dice Tower retreats, helping me with the Dice Tower cruise, helping put the Dice Tower library, helping run a Dice Tower Kickstarter. Yeah, I don't think Kenny can have a bigger role. He's already indispensable. By bigger role, I mean a more visible role. Not everything needs to be visible. I've kind of found this is a fascinating thing that people insist with a YouTube channel, right? Like when you watch 60 Minutes, for example, do you like, man, I wish they would show that cameraman more. Man, I wish they would show the 16 editors that are in the background. No, they're there. They're very important. They're very indispensable, but why do they need to all be shown more? We don't need visible roles. We need stuff to be done. Have you ever done a board game day at your church? I'm doing one this Friday at 6 o'clock. Black Friday gaming. Haven't seen a Thomas Wrong segment recently. Has there been no submissions, or has the segment been retired? I kind of retired it because I just haven't got many submissions for it. I'm sure I'm wrong about lots of things. If you were an epic in the Reckoners, what would your weakness be? I would have like 20 weaknesses. Do you think Keyforge Starter Set Kit is a good holiday present for two brothers, 11, 13-year-olds that are video gamers with no prior card game experience? Can't tell you. I don't know them. You have to judge for that on your own if you think it's worth getting it for them. Are you going to teach it to them? It's up to you. Plain macaroni noodles? No, I got the, oh boy. I got, what is the name of those noodles? They look like macaronis. Well, here's a list of pasta on Wikipedia. Maybe this will help me out here. No. What are those? It's not long media. There we go. No. Oh, that's getting closer. No. Decorative cuts. No. Well, that's close. But that's not exactly. No, that looks close. Miniature pasta. No, it's not miniature pasta. Pasta with filling. No. Got to go back up. I must have missed it. Oh, wait. Is that it? No. All right. It's like, looks like a macaroni, but it curls around multiple times. Oh, there it is. Cavatappi. Macaroni in a helical tube shape. Corkscrew is actually what. Yeah, that's what that's the name that was on it when I bought it at the store. But it's cavatappi. I don't know why I got that. I just felt like getting ordinary macaronis would be boring. Why does Friedman Freest always use the color green? I don't know. He likes it, I guess. Do you have a go-to chili steak place in Philly? No. We went to I went to 5 different ones when I was there. I had a lot of Philly cheesesteaks last time I was there, and I was happy with all of them. The best one was some place that we found downtown. They were open super late at night. So we just we walked there, and the place was open till 1 in the morning, and we got these Philly cheesesteaks, and they were quite good. Did you ever have a problem balancing the dice out with personal life? Well, maybe, sure. I mean, don't we all? That's something we have to work out on our own, to make sure that you're not. Like this past weekend, I did a lot of stuff with my family, because I knew that I was going to be doing, and this week, Thanksgiving week, I'll be doing more stuff with my family, and then I know next week I'll be at PAX for a while. Favorite Thanksgiving dessert? Key lime pie. Come on now. Best Thanksgiving side is fresh cranberry sauce. It's so easy to make, it makes a great impression. Well, let's hope so, because that is what I'm doing this time. But I'm not making just cranberry, I'm making cran apricot dressing, cranberry sauce. So I bought some fresh cranberries, bought some dried apricots, bought some orange juice. I don't know, that was in the recipe. I usually follow recipes, and then what I do is I follow a recipe, and then I'll muck with it a little bit and mess with it and then make it my own as time goes by. I haven't cooked in a while, so some of this I need to get going. Me and Laura were just talking that maybe we need to get another turkey. We counted it off, and I think there's 23 people coming to Thanksgiving, so that's going to make it an interesting time. It'd be great. I don't have a problem with that, but got to be prepared. Would you get the scythe metal mix to pimp out your scythe? I would not, because I think I'm happy with the plastic ones. Pickled egg, that's like a bar snack? Whatever. I don't care what people use things for. I like pickled eggs. I've already made them. And man, I think I got it this year. I was very happy with the taste of the sauce. I added a new ingredient, honey, to them this year. That was a wise choice, I think. So, and a few other odds and ends. But I haven't taste tested them since I made them a week ago, but looking forward to trying them out. Tom, I'm curious what's missing or lacking from Arkham Horror LCG to make it a just okay game. I don't know. I mean, probably because I'm comparing it to Mansions of Madness. I miss, I don't know. I just was not the Cthulhu thing doesn't really do a lot for me. I already have Eldritch Horror and Mansions of Madness, and this one just didn't ring a bell for me for whatever reason. Tom, enjoy your video and reviews. What do you think of Hail Hydra after playing a few games? I've heard people say the game is unbalanced, where Hydra can win much easier. I think Hydra does have an advantage in the game to some degree, which makes it all the more sweeter when you beat them. Which games would you play in a family reunions? I haven't had a family reunion in years. I'd probably play Jackbox, actually. Why can't Chief Sokotoa get the document for me? Yeah, I don't know where he is, actually. He's not going to be able to make Thanksgiving this year, unfortunately. Do you know any inside information on games you can't share at this time? Probably. But not really like anything I'm sitting on going, ooh, if you guys only knew. I think everything that I've known about has been announced. Maybe. There's probably something. When I'm told when a publisher says to me, hey, Tom, blah, 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 please don't tell anyone about this, I kind of just go and throw it away, because if I don't think about it, I can't really tell people about it. And I forget things enough by accident already that I don't think it would be difficult for me to forget things on purpose. I'm a weirdo. I actually like cranberry sauce, a jelly-like one. Sure, I buy that for the kids mostly, though. Keep them out of the good stuff. Next year, BGG Con is in downtown Dallas in a new hotel. Oh, sure. I mean, there's a possibility it come, but I can't guarantee anything right now. I can't understand why there's no posters of game designers. Eric Lang on a bear for a rug, Reiner Knizia as a Roman emperor, etc. Yeah, I don't know that I would want to put a poster of. I don't put posters of people up on my wall. I like to put up pictures of cool-looking things. Do you have anything to say to poor Luigi's family? I'm sorry, but he's fixed. Will you guys do a review or run through of Betrayal Legacy? Betrayal Legacy. I don't know. Also, if I haven't mentioned it, on an unrelated note, we're going to be doing live playthroughs of games today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So, hey, why not come through and check them out? One game I prefer paper money and Power Grid, but I hate the money that comes with the game. I printed nicer, colorful money from a BGG users file. Well, what I did for Power Grid, and in my copy, and in the Dice Tower Library's copy now, is I made card money. So it's still that money that Power Grid has, but it's cards. So you can still hide it and everything, but it's better than the paper money. Is Melody a celebrity in her school because of the Dice Tower? Doubtful. Your outfits look quite spectacular lately. Any tips for people who also want to look spectacular? No, because I don't think they look spectacular. I just like them. And I get a lot of negative comments about them, but I don't really care. I just like wearing what I like to wear. And I've always liked wearing vests, and I kind of got out of doing it and kind of got out of wearing the whole tie thing and started wearing collared shirts because I just had gained so much weight. But now that the weight is disappearing, until Thursday, and PAX and Christmas and the cruise. But I'm almost, I'm so close to 50 pounds, but almost there. But, now that I've lost some weight, I can wear these vests and things again, and I like doing it. Besides, you get these vests really cheap at the thrift store. Have you read it? Thank you for recommending Brandon Sanderson's books. I just finished reading the first Mistborn novel and it got me hooked on reading for the first time in years. Yeah, Melody we were talking last week, she was telling me how she finished them up. So then I recommended the Stormlight Archive books to her, which I think are my favorite books of all time. I've read all the Stormlight Archive books twice now. The second read through was even, I would say, as enjoyable as the first, because when you read the Stormlight Archive, especially book 1, the first part you're like, oh man, is anything good going to happen in this story? But it does. And when you go back, the foreshadowing and stuff that he did in that book is amazing. So I'm just putting it out my head, though, because I don't know when he's doing the 4th book. Have you ever been in a car that drove over 100 miles an hour? I guess. Maybe. Tom, we need a live stream of this mac and cheese. Yeah, I don't think so. I got a lot of work to do on Wednesday night and on Thursday morning to cook. I don't know that I have time to live stream it. We always play Christmas music really loud, and then me and the family, we cook. Does Chief Sokoto have a weakness? I wouldn't tell you. Macaroni salad versus mac and cheese. I think I like mac and cheese better. I do like macaroni salad, though. What happened to the You Bet Your Bippy segment? Oh, they just took a break for a while. I emailed them a month or so ago, like, hey, is everything okay? And then they had recorded a bunch of segments for Board Game Breakfast, and then they all got lost on, like they all got deleted or something happened. And so they said that kind of threw them off a bit, but they were going to work hard and bring them back at some point. So we'll see. People always can come on or off the Dice Tower shows anytime they want. How do you run the board game time at your church? I just take games and teach them to people. Do you plan games ahead of time? I just bring a pile of games. Is there a certain age group? It's all different ages. Hey, Tom, what do you think of the English Kickstarter for Awkward Guests? I'm amazed that it's doing so well. I mean, I didn't think the game had that much buzz. As far as I can tell, I was the only reviewer who really reviewed it. And that's crazy how well it's doing. Let's look where it's at. I mean, it has no miniatures. It's at 192,000. That's mind-blowing. I am so pleased for these guys. I'm so happy. This game is fantastic, and that's just awesome for them. Fantastic. That's really cool. Sorry, I'm a random guy. Your content is gaming or what? Yes. Have you seen the new Harry Potter prequel? No, I haven't even seen the first one. The Fantastic Beasts one, I just haven't got around to watching it. You often speak of worker placement having unique workers as being rare. Do you include Argent from Level 99 games as a good example of that? I like Argent, but Argent has a few too much going on in it. I like it. I just think there's almost too much going on in it for it to be worthwhile. So that's one. There was another one from Artipia Games, which his name is escaping me, that had unique workers. There's the one from Tasty Minstrel Games where the actual workers change. You add pieces to them or away from them. No, I would say I might even be able to pull a top 10 list out of them right now, but there's not a ton. Do you ever ask other players at the table to play faster? Oh, yes, I do. When I am able to watch live, I obsess over trying to ask an intelligent question. I don't want to be reduced to asking, what is your favorite color on Thursdays? My favorite color on Thursdays is purple. But how much more weight are you looking to lose? I was talking to my wife about this. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind losing another 20 pounds for sure. 30 would be the ultimate goal, another 30. But I also know, I mean, you got to look at these things reasonably. It's going to even out. And the way I'm eating is, like, I'm not like actively trying to lose a ton of weight. I'm just trying to eat healthier and live healthier. They're opening up a 24-hour fitness gym, like, right around the corner from my house. So that's exciting. Once that opens up, I'm going to go start working out there. And if I gain a little weight there, I think I'll be fine, but as long as I'm healthier in the process. Am I a fan of stuffing? Oh, yeah. I got some great stuffing this year. So I got some stuffing. So I'm going to try something different with the stuffing this year. They always say in these recipes for stuffing, use turkey stock. And I can never find turkey stock at the store. I buy chicken stock because I honestly think there's not much difference. But I'm going to use part turkey stock, or chicken stock, I'm sorry, part chicken stock, and I bought some mushroom stock. I'm curious how that will work. But I also bought some dried mushrooms because I found those taste amazing, and that's really the only change I'm making in the stuffing this year. We're talking a lot about Thanksgiving food. Sorry for those of you who don't care. Tom, at this rate, will you be doing chats Sunday night at late soon? They seem earlier each week. No, as I explained at the beginning, I'm going to try to do them at 10 a.m. usually, but this week and next week I'll be doing them at 9, if only because of I'm doing the other live streaming at 10:30. When will you review this game? The unboxings are 2 months old. Hey, yeah, you're right. I mean, that's just going to happen sometimes with games that we want to get them reviewed, but there are literally 400 games here at the house that haven't been reviewed, and there is another 300 to 400, I think it's 350 actually, on the way back from Essen that are about to land any week now. We're just never going to get to all of them. That's why we do the unboxing, so at least you can see something about the game. We try our best, and no matter what we do, we're not going to review the games, all the games you want, but hopefully we review a lot that you would like. And I feel like we review the most of any board game channel. Maybe there's someone who reviews more than us, and that's fine, but I feel like we do the most. If we slowed down and did, let's say, 2 or 3 a week, we'd do 150 a year. But my goal is to do about 15 to 20 reviews a week and to get around 1,000 reviews a year, although I think it's more like 600-700 games. But there's way more than 600-700 games that come out over the course of a year. Maybe he needs a supplemental ham. Oh no, I got a ham coming too. So here's the Thanksgiving meal for people who are wondering. So we got 3 turkeys. 1 turkey my wife is going to bake, and we're going to soak it in a Cajun brine and then bake that turkey. Then I'm going to fry 2, although we're talking about frying 3 turkeys. We'll inject them with Cajun seasoning and butter and garlic butter, and I got some good ideas, and fry all 3 of them. Then and then we got a mega ham coming in that we're going to smother in brown sugar and put some maraschino cherries in, cook that. Then for side dishes, I'm going to get some garlic rolls. I'm going to make the roasted Brussels sprouts with bacon, Cajun corn with sausage. Does sound like I'm kind of a meat eater here. Glazed carrots cooked in brown sugar, stuffing, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, deluxe mac and cheese, homemade cranberry sauce, canned cranberry sauce, gravy, pickled eggs. That might be everything. That's on the main side of things. That there's more there than you think. Oh no, my wife's making sweet potatoes. I hate sweet potatoes. I hate them. And so I refuse to make them. So then Laura buys everything for him and makes them. So everyone's happy. And then we might make a green bean casserole just because my wife said that's really easy to make. So I was like, all right, then go ahead and make it. Oh, and then for dessert, key lime pies. Although I'm also thinking about getting some cinnamon rolls, a pumpkin pie, a raspberry pie, shoe fly pie, and there was one other pie, probably a cherry pie. I'm so excited about the pies. Do you ever think about doing an occasional cooking stream with some interesting recipes? I'm an amateur. I wouldn't be able to give any kind of realistic things. Is there one game you really like to have a live play for, but you haven't been able to for whatever reason? Oh, there's tons of games I'd love to do live plays for. We don't do nearly as many live plays as I would like to do. We just don't have the time for it. Is being a foodie a requirement for being part of Dice Tower? No, not at all. I just like food. And you know what? It's funny because it hasn't really, me eating less food hasn't really affected that. In fact, it's kind of enhanced it a bit because I'm much more careful about the food I eat. And I used to get so mad at these fancy dinners. They'd come and they were so small, and I'd be like, why are they so small? But now when they come, I'm like, fancy but delicious. It used to be more like, what? That's all there is. But I still get irritated when people make a dessert and then put the sauce all over the plate. That really bugs me. You have to scrape that sauce. It's a waste of sauce. Stop doing that. Put the sauce on the dessert. Why are you putting it on the plate? It makes no sense. Chimera Station. There you go. Does Chimera Station's gimmick give it staying power or does it wear over time? No, I think it's a really solid game. I like it a lot. When is the review for the new Arkham Horror coming? I believe you will see a review for that this week. But not by me. I haven't played it yet. Do you ever go through board game lulls where you aren't excited about any games? Nope. Favorite Power Grid map? Korea. Will you be posting anything related to PAX Unplugged prior to the convention? Probably not. Did you get a chance to demo Valda? Well, I didn't demo pretty much any game. What is Valda? Is that one I've already played? I'm looking to see if it's on the shelf over there, and I just forgot the name. Nope. I don't believe I've even seen this game. Maybe I have, but I've forgotten it. Looks very generic, though. But no. All right. Your last unboxing video got 67 views. My brother, 10 years old, gets much more. Oh, that's true. But there's one thing I've learned about these reviews is that when you see the views something gets, that means it's gotten more than that. They just don't post all the reviews right away. So I'm assuming you're talking about today's daily unboxing. So let me look at that real quick. And I can tell you like the difference. It's interesting because the views will come up. So today's unboxing video, let's look for it. It was posted a while ago, so it will take me a bit to find. It's easier to find it here. But you'll see a certain number of views. You'll be like, wow, there's 100 comments on this, but there is not hundreds of views. So today is the 19th. So I'm looking for something that was unboxed today. There you go. Yes, okay, A Thief's Fortune was unboxed today. So it shows on the thing here 121 views. That's not very many, you're right. But the actual unboxing views, never mind. It's only 140. There hasn't been many. Although I believe it's only been posted 51 minutes ago. Yeah, unboxings don't get a ton of views. They get around 1,000, 2,000 views. You know, it depends what the game is too. But I'm glad your brother's doing very well. That's exciting. Do you ever go back and rewatch old Dice Tower videos? Oh yeah, sometimes I do, just to see how things have changed. I laminated my Power Grid money. Oh no. Here's why I won't laminate money, because I want to be able to stack all the money in the same thing. And when you laminate cards or money, it's really hard to cut them all the same, unless someone has some solution for that. It's better to sleeve cards. Money I wouldn't even try, but laminating money, yeah, it seems good. First of all, it seems like it's a lot of work. You have to cut them all out, but they won't stack nice and neatly in your hands. I don't care how good you are with scissors, you won't be able to get them perfect, and that would bug me. Did you get any interesting names for your Keyforge decks? A few, nothing that really stood out except for, I think, She Who Unloads on the Center, I think was one. That was an odd name. Are you excited for Aquaman? Meh. I'm not really excited for any of the DC movies normally. I think, oh, that looks interesting. I mean, I'm more excited about Shazam than anything else just because I like the main actor who's in it. I'm a big fan of Chuck. Zachary Levi. But, yeah, I'm way more excited about the Marvel stuff. I'm actually, the movie I'm most excited about right now is the sequel to Mary Poppins. Tom, surprised you like wearing ties so much. Most guys who wear ties complain about it and can't wait to get out of them. Yeah, it's probably not the most comfortable piece of clothing to wear. I mean, when I go home, it's usually like, yeah, let's take the tie off, right? But wearing a tie keeps me alert, and they don't bother me that much. I've worn them my whole life, though. I wore them when I was in elementary school even. I think I had to wear a tie to school. I'm trying to remember if I did or not. Oh, of course, those were clip-on ties back then. That was one of the few times peer pressure got to me. I wore clip-on ties my whole life, never tied a tie. I went to college where they wore ties a lot, and I was putting my clothes away, and my roommate said something scornfully. He's like, oh, can you believe so-and-so had a clip-on tie? What a loser, or something to that effect. And I was like, oh. So I threw away my clip-on ties, went out and got real ties immediately. I should not, hopefully I'm not as ashamed of stuff as I was then. But I learned to tie a tie. I practiced for a while learning how to tie a tie, but got it down, and now I can kind of do it in my sleep. I don't think I tie ties in my sleep, though. Who is your favorite Stormlight Archive character? I feel like for most people it's Kaladin or Dalinar. My favorite Stormlight Archive character? Man, there's so many good ones. I mean, I like Kaladin, and I like... I like a lot of the minor characters, actually. Oh, wait, what am I saying? My favorite character is the girl, Lift, easily. I'm sorry. Yeah, she's my favorite character. Do you feel the 14 plus age and shift for 9 a.m. is appropriate? Is it mainly that high because of the lying component? No, I think it's because that's just whatever Arcane Wonders put on it. It could have been much lower probably, but you gotta, once you start going below a certain age, you gotta go pay to put things through tests. Companies pick and choose what they do. How is it that you don't play Minecraft? I don't know. I don't really like the blocky look of Minecraft. I don't know. I'm sure it's fun. My kids play it. I just don't play it. Looking forward to hopefully meeting you at PAX U. Is it okay to shake your hand or do you prefer not? Oh, sir. No, I love shaking hands. I hate fist bumping. I like shaking hands. It is weird because, like, shaking hands for me is that nice halfway point between fist bumping and hugging. There's those people who like hug everybody. I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm a Yankee and it's hard for me to get used to hugging. It's been decades since I've been up north, but yet still it's an interesting thing for me. But fist bumping just feels very impersonal. Like, you fist bump like a friend, like, yeah, man, you fist bump. I don't like fist bump people when I meet them. It just seems like a weird greeting to me. But a lot of people are doing it, but shaking hands is still the main thing. What show is your son currently obsessing over? My son actually, he's 4 years old. He doesn't really obsess over any show. He'll watch some cartoons, but he prefers to just play with toys, and he likes to draw pictures with crayons, and I'm not opposed to this at all. Which is good, because I'm getting a little tired of Pokemon. Wow, that show's awful. I don't get... You know, my kids watch a lot of different shows, and sometimes I'll get caught up in the show, and I'll be like, okay, that wasn't half bad, that particular TV show, whatever it was. I can't remember what they were watching. And I said, this is stupid, and then I ended up watching it. Like, oh, I know Teen Titans, the new Teen Titans, I said, was the dumbest show I've ever seen in my life. And then I watched several episodes, and I was like, all right, grudgingly, it's not that bad. But Pokemon is that bad. Oh, my goodness. I have no idea how people like Pokemon. Do you watch board gamers on Twitch? No. I know, it's kind of an odd thing. I don't watch many people gaming on Twitch or YouTube streaming. I just don't watch that very often. Do you ever watch It's Alive with Brad Leone on Bon Appetit's YouTube channel? I think you'd like it. He pickles lots of things. I guess I'll check it out. 4 turkeys and a mega ham. Are you having 50 people over? No, 23, I think, is the number. He can't say deluxeified mac and cheese because Stacy Vincenzo Games owns that term. That is a diet buster for dinner. Not really, and I'll tell you why. Because if you really stick fast, I wouldn't say diet, but a lifestyle change. I don't eat a ton of food, and then I have Thanksgiving meal, which will be the one meal I eat that day. I'm not gonna eat. I'll eat a small breakfast, a healthy breakfast, and then I'll eat Thanksgiving. That's it. That's all I'll eat that day. Yeah, you might go up a pound or two, but then I just go back to normal the next day. It's not that big of a deal. Besides, you'll find that you can't eat that much. You just literally can't. Shoe fly pie. Why would anyone name a pie that? Because the pie was so delicious that you were constantly chasing the flies away from it. I'm pretty sure that's where the name came from. Pennsylvania Dutch people like to name stuff oddly. What is your time split between editing and recording? Well, you forgot administration and recording the Dice Tower podcast and editing the Dice Tower podcast and working on the Kickstarter that's coming out and sending emails to people and getting the segment. There's a lot of things that go on in my weekly schedule, editing and recording. Recording's a big one for sure, but administration is my main job at this point. And recording, I guess. Do you have a favorite food-themed game? I think I've done a top 10 food list. If I haven't, I will do one at some point. Did you succeed in getting a Cavern expansion? No. Sigh. You know, normally I don't mind missing out on games, but man, I love Caverna and Feast for Odin. Both those games I love, and I do not have the new expansions for them, which saddens me greatly. I would really like to get them both. I'll get them eventually, you know, but I was hoping to have them for the Dice Tower retreats and the cruise, but I don't think it's going to happen. Did the Key Lime Pie Bakery double in size since you're a customer? No, they are growing and stuff, and we're doing a key lime pie. We're doing a key lime pie event at the Dice Tower retreats. Is the PAX Unplugged show ticketed? I don't think so. I think you can just show up for it and get in line, I think. Why isn't there a pie version of a turducken? A pie within a pie within a pie. I know I've seen a pie within a cake before. I don't know. I don't care about stuff like that. I just want to get pie. Do you think Nemesis being semi-co-op will kill it for you? I've already played Nemesis. And yes, I realize it's semi-co-op. But it's also co-op too. You can play a full co-op mode. Marvel Poppins. Mary Poppins stops Thanos. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, it's time to put somebody in timeout, unless it's already been done. All right. Hey, it's 10 o'clock. And normally I would say goodbye, and then I would pretend that I left the camera on and do something crazy. But I'm not going to do that today, because I need to set up for the Dice Tower live streaming gaming mini marathon that will be today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So I'll see you guys back then. Until next time, though, thanks, you guys, for asking the questions. Sorry I didn't get to all of them, but I got to a lot of them, even if we did talk a lot about Thanksgiving food. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching the Dice Tower live Q&A. See you next time.